Hello, this is Heavy Thrash of Nasty Metal Production channel at YouTube. It is another top 10 list. And this time, this top 10 list is the top, at least, of my favorite EPs by, again, some of my favorite rock and metal bands. So, let's not waste too much time and go into what made it to 10. Because we're going from 10 to 1. So, let's go to what made it to number 10. Now, this is the anthology, which features their first album, which is just called Legend, Death in the Nursery, and the Frontline EP. So that's what's made it to number 10 is the Frontline EP by Legend. See, which right there's, that's it. Not a bad EP, definitely good, but not really the best by Legend. If this was a little more closer to the more their style of the first album and Death in the Nursery, it probably would have been a little higher in the list. But really, it's got some good songs though, like Stormers of Heaven, Open Up the Sky Front. It's got some great songs on here, but it's just not really the best thing Legend created. To me, what really goes from is Death in the Nursery, their self-titled debut, and the Frontline EP. There, that's pretty much how I list it. So, that's how it is. Okay, number 9 is Living Death's Watch Out. Well, I did fold the cover over, which is kind of not a good idea because it's not on the flip side. It's actually have to kind of do it, which is whatever, like that. It's not a good idea. But, oh shit, yeah, not a good idea. But I did because it's got the cover inside. I want to show the cover inside here. And it's made bonus tracks to Metal Revolution, which is that copy on High Roller Records. But the reason why this one bumps Legend's Frontline EP is because of it's got the song Watch Out, which is just a really great track. Such an awesome song by Living Death. Definitely just thrashes its way. It's more, definitely got a stellar progression from, the Metal Revolution album. However, I know Living Death has released other EPs, the Back to the Weapons, which is getting reissued by High Roller, but that's being made as bonus tracks to the Protected from Reality album, which I don't think has been released yet. If it has, I definitely have to jump on that one, but I don't have that, so that's why I'm putting in this one in here. If I did, this would have not made the list, but this is all what I have. But still, good EP, got some re-recorded tracks, or remixed actually, remixed versions of You and Me, Heavy Metal Hurricane, and Nightlight. All sound good, but maybe a tad bit better sound than the remix song that Earth Shaker did for the Vengeance of Hell album. But still, they're still pretty good. Sounds way better than the Mausoleum mix of Vengeance of Hell. But still, good EP, but we're still not yet fully into the list. So, what made it to number 8? Oh shit, that was number 8. Oh man, I fucked up that one. I ain't gonna do this one. So I guess that one was better than the fucking front, because this was number 9. It was on vinyl. Why I fucked that one up, but this was, I guess this comes in number 7 then, or number 8. This comes in number 8, I guess now. Mass Take You Home Good album, good EP actually. Definitely got some great songs. You know what? Maybe this is actually better than that one. Maybe it was actually good that I switched to Watch Out before this one. Yeah, this one's definitely got some great songs in there. Mass, I don't know. Sometimes they tend to get not. I don't know, but Metal Archives doesn't list them as a Christian metal band, but Mass definitely have some Christian themes, like the song Holy One. Very much a Christian themed song, and it's also probably one of the best songs off this EP, really. It's like a caps off side 2. Heavy song, heavy track. But there's still some great songs like Pedal to the Metal, I guess Can't Get Enough, Want It Back, or the song Take You Home. There's some great songs on here. To me, Mass seem to remind me a lot of Saint, another great Christian metal band. Because of Saint had that sort of Judas Priest like style to them, especially vocalist Josh Kramer, who really sounded like Rob Halford. While in this one, this band, while they don't have a vocalist that sounds like Josh Kramer or Rob Halford, the riffs and everything's got that sort of Judas Priest sort of sound, which is why I tend to like that style of Christian metal instead of the sounds of Stryper. I fucking can't stand Stryper, I'm sorry, even though that there's some good. The EP was good, little bit of Soldiers Under Command, which was the very first Stryper album I ever heard, but later on they I don't know, I just can't stand Stryper anymore. The only thing good they ever probably put out after that one was Against the Law. Some tracks on there that are actually pretty good, especially the song, it was like the last song on that one, which was very priest-sounding. Other than that, I can't stand Stryper, but Mass is good. And I picked this one up at Rasputin Music. I know one time they were selling the, I think it was called New Birth. Their first full-length album, and I wished I picked that one up. But other than that, pretty good. Pretty good EP. Alright, so what made it to number 7? Well, at least I'm now finally going by the list I put together. This one's Wrapped. Yeah, the EP by, of course. I think anyone who probably knows me on Force of Steel will probably would maybe expect this one to be on the list. It's to me, this is one of the best things Rat has ever recorded. Second by,
Okay, you gotta come watch this because...
Ignores some of that. Anyway, besides the album, what's that called? Out of the Cellar and Invasion of Your Privacy, a little by the other album. Dancin', I think that's one called. I can't remember what. I think that's what that album was called. I can't fucking remember. Anyway, Dancin' Undercover. But this one is their best release. And I did put this in my glam video, but still, great EP by Rat and one of the best ones. This album is long overdue for a reissue. And I know Rock Candy did reissue Out of the Cellar, but they didn't add this as bonus. It's a crime that this one isn't still getting reissued, even though you can still find some good copies here and there of the original Time Coast pressing, which this is the original Time Coast pressing. It's just haven't been, especially if I would like to see this get reissued, I would definitely like to also see the song, what's that song called? It's on Back for More, I think. No, it's not that one. You're in Trouble. That's the song. It was only put on the Music for Nations press of this album. that one would be a great bonus to any, if they ever reissue this one on CD, that would be a great bonus. But yeah, you know what's crazy is since Music for Nations did add that song under there, which extended the EP to 7 songs, that almost would make it maybe a full length almost, but still that's like because of 7 tracks, which is crazy, but still great EP. Best thing Rat ever did. Alright, now number 6. Raven Mad. Now apparently I got kind of some didn't really agree with me putting this EP in the glam video, but here's the thing. While this album or EP isn't glam feel, it's more close to their, the sound of the first 3 albums, or just first 2, whatever. However, glam mostly tends to, it's got to do with the look of the band and the sound. And while some glam bands do have a sound, it's like glam does tend to have a sound of its own. It's all got to do with the clothing. And during this time, while this was the last thing they released when they were really much wearing, that type of look, which is, I guess you can say, pretty glamish looking. But it's, again, if I had, let's say, Stay Hard and The Pack Is Back, those probably would have made it instead of this one. But I don't have those, so I had no choice but to put that one in that list. I'm sorry about that, but I had no choice. But still, great EP, one of the best, still great Raven release. Speed of the Reflex, Do or Die. Yeah, there's definitely some good, and then you got some little glammy sort of sounds on here, but other than that, still much more closer to their speed metal style. Alright, this is number 5. Now again, this is the reissue of Walls of Jericho, but it does have the EP on here, and that's what made the list. And maybe I can open this up. See if I can show you what the looks like. If it's in here. If not, then it's a waste of fucking time. Alright, here we go. There. That one right there. This EP is such a great one. Definitely one of my favorites by Halloween. I haven't really gone all that much far after Walls of Jericho. But that EP alone is just really, really awesome. Songs such as Starlight. Songs such as Warrior. Murderer. Fucking Victim of Fate. Cry for the whole EP is awesome. One of the best EPs of all time, really. If you think about metal EPs or something, but it's one of my favorite Halloween's releases. Just fucking great. Okay, this is number 4. Blood Feast, Face Fate. Now I did put this in another top 10 list. It was the top 10 list of obscure thrash metal releases, something like that. But it's an EP, so of course it was gonna make this list. Again, I not a whole lot to say because I've already said all I wanted to say about this one. This one is very similar to like the Watch Out EP by Living Death, but actually done quite a little better because of it actually does feature 2 new recordings. Not 1 new recording, but 2. And backed by 2 remixed versions of songs that were off of the Kill for Pleasure album, which was released before this. And again, great Blood Feast release. Love the Face Fate one. Next up, probably a classic amongst U.S. metal. Tyrants by Jag Panzer. While this was originally self-titled when it was released, it later on started getting... think it's like the same thing with the Merciful Fate EP, which, man, if I actually had a physical copy of that one, of course it would make the list. Actually, that could end up being number one. But I don't have that one, so don't expect that one to be released. But that is an honorable mention, though, I will say. But still, great release. One of my... to me, I don't know which one is better. Ample Destruction or the Tyrant EP, because both of these are fucking great. And I haven't heard a whole lot of Jag Panzer after Ample Destruction, but I know I can get the other two Jag Panzer releases by High Roller Records. And this is the High Roller Records release. But songs such as Battle Zones, Death Row, Metal Melts the Ice, and fucking Iron Shadows are just awesome. That song is very epic. Pretty fucking epic song. It's just got some great stuff in it. Harry Coughlin is just a great vocalist. Really, I think gives Bruce Dickinson a run for his money. Just awesome. I know I'm having glare issues because I got the lights going and shit. It's annoying, but still, great one. Okay, this one's number 2, and man, this was kind of I don't know, it's kind of tough because of these two are one of my favorites. I mean, I can just listen to these all the time and not get tired of them. They're fucking awesome. And yet this clock number 2, and man, if some might think this should be number 1 because I don't have the Merciful Fate EP, but if I did, this probably would have been number 3. But since I don't have that one, this one's number 2, and this is gonna be why is this number 2? My personal pick. Razor's Armed and Dangerous. You really want to talk about one of the greatest metal EPs to be released, along with the Halloween EP, along with the Jag Panzer EP, along with the Merciful Fate EP, along with, you know, maybe the Blood Feast EP, but along with just full of other ones. Even another honorable mention I would say would be also Ostrogoth's Full Moon's Eye. You really want to talk about some of the greatest metal EPs of all time. This one has to make this one makes it there. It's great song. While some of these wound up getting re-recorded for their official full-length album, Executioner Song, these are still some great versions. You know, you got fucking hot metal. You got Take This Torch, Fast and Loud. Such a, you know, great song. But you also got even the song The End, which is not really a song. Kinda is, but it still sounds pretty good on here. But you also got other songs which are exclusive to this one, like Killer Instinct, the title track, Armed and Dangerous, Ball and Chain. This is really, I wouldn't really say that this is really thrash metal. It's got some thrashiness to it, but this is almost not really thrash metal at times. This is like very, almost traditional metal, like, in some ways. It's more new wave or British heavy metal, kind of like in that sound, like Raven, shit, what was maybe Avenger, or maybe Tyson Dog. Another one like, you know, some of that sort of sound, it's got that, or maybe even their Canadian counterpart, Anvil, or Exciter. This is just great stuff right here. And Sheepdog actually has shows his trademark voice on this one. It's like the minute you really listen to this, you actually, you know, you can tell that it's him. He's just got a distinctive voice. And on here, it just shows that he doesn't sound too different really from some of the other ones. Evil Invaders, he probably starts to sound a little more, you know, a little different sounding a bit, because he sounds a little darker, much more eviler on that one. But on this one, he still sounds, you know, it's still Sheepdog. The guy's just got a good voice, really. That sort of punkish, like, he's like what Paul Di'Anno is to Iron Maiden. He's got such a punk feel voice that it just fits the music of this. But still, one of my favorite releases by Razor. And this is a reissue on Raw Music. Still great. Now, number one, my personal pick, but this is just I can't go wrong with this one. I can't. I showed this one in my Metal Blade video, but this is like a really great EP. One of my favorites, and again, next to all some of the other EPs that I mentioned, like the Halloween, the Ostrogoth, the Merciful Fate, the Jagdpanzer, the Razor. This is, and I would say I'll put that in that same league as some of the greatest EPs. Torch, Fireraiser, or AKA Fireraiser, because again, just like the Jagdpanzer and Merciful Fate, this was released self-titled. It just was given the name Fireraiser because of the song on here called Fireraiser. Great song, but there's some really good songs on here. You know, you got Beyond, which again get re-recorded for the their 1983 self-titled full-length album, which would be called Beyond the Realm. Beyond the Threshold of Pain. Not Beyond the Realms of Death. That's a Judas Priest song. But still, great EP. You also got the song Fireraiser. You also got the song Pain, Mercenary, Retribution. Again, 5 songs are just a killer songs, and by a legendary Swedish metal band. Such a great EP, and again, I can't just, you know, put this on and not, you know, get tired of these and not just, you know, sit back, headbang, or some, you know, rock out to these. I can't. It's just got some great tracks. It's just an awesome EP. So that pretty much does it for this list. So this was my top 10 list of favorite EPs by some of my favorite rock and metal bands. So how I end my videos is as Heavy Thrash as saying, I am out.